Hello, everyone. I would like to say very big thank you to you all, to everyone that have stayed tuned to this show, to everyone that has shared, dropped a comment, likes. I'm saying a very big thank you to you for subscribing to this channel. I'm saying thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. From Talk to Be, this is Talk to Be Extra. Yes, you heard me right. It's Talk to Be Extra. It's Talk to Be with a lot more. On Talk to Be Extra, we discuss life issues, we discuss trending issues, we pick a topic and deliberate on it so that we can learn and have other people's idea on that particular topic. What are we going to be discussing today? Our contemplation is going to be on love and money. Love or money? How are you going to strike a balance between your heart and your wallet? I know it's a bit tricky, and I know someone is there saying, love ke, money, motilo, it's about my pocket, it's the cocoa. All right, I have two people with me in the studio to discuss this particular topic. I know it's a bit, you almost feel like, no, I shouldn't compare. I can have the two. Yes, we can have the two. But if you are at the point of choosing one, which would you rather choose? Before I introduce my guest, I would love to go for a break. I am still Dr. Abiola Adebayo Akinrinde. Do not go away. Guys, thank you for staying tuned on the show. In case you're just joining us, you're watching Talk to Be Extra. Like I said earlier, our contemplation today will be on love and money. Love versus money. How do you strike a balance between your heart and your wallet? Yes, I know you're going to say that, me, I want it to money. Okay, so let's go there. So with me today to discuss this topic is this amazing people that I have in the studio. I'm so blessed with intelligent, brilliant, bright people. Join me as I welcome my guest. How are you doing, ma'am?
Did you just call me ma'am?
Yes.
I feel like a ma'am.
I'm so blessed to have you, sir. Thanks for coming on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. So let's start from you. Please kindly introduce yourself to us, what you do, who you are, and everything that we need to know about you.
I'm Galax, the Bolaji Galax. I'm a filmmaker. Sometimes I pretend in front of the camera, but most of the time, always, I love to be behind the camera calling the shots.
Okay, you said you're Bolaji Galax.
Galax.
What does Galax mean?
It means, it's spelled G-E-L-X.
Okay.
Get it right.
Okay.
It means no matter what life throws at me, I'm still who I am.
I love that.
Okay.
All right, sir, let's meet you.
Okay, my name is Big Sam. That's what everybody calls me, even though my full name is Samuel Olatunji. I'm into PR, public relations. I like branding. I like to tell people story, position them in a way that they can be all they can be. I actually think that a lot of us are not who we are because we are not well positioned. There are people you should be dealing with 10 million, but you are dealing with them with 500,000 because you think they do not deserve the 10 million. So I like to take people's story from that point A to point B in terms of public relations. And I need to say this, appearance in newspaper and TV is not public relation, really. So almost anybody can do that if you have a piece of money with you. I manage a couple of celebrities. The entertainment industry is full of my story, from Omotola, Basketball, Toyin, Yvonne, the likes of them down the line. I also make movie by the side. We have a production company. I like to direct movies, really. I'm not an actor, so when I say I make movie, that's basically what I do. So basically that's what my life revolves around: public relations, media, movie making and
All right, sir.
management.
You might have to come into my life because of a part, really. That
Okay.
part that you said, turning people from 500,000 to 10 million naira. Please, I need this in my life. When are you coming? When are you coming? Okay, so you all agree with me that we all need a Big Sam in our lives, okay? So personally, Big Sam, I need you like never before, because this time I think I've worked enough. I've done 500,000 enough. So I want to get to that 10 million naira level. Now I think it's high time. So please, you're welcome. The door is open. In fact,
I'm
start
right by your
today.
side.
All right. Thank you so much, Big Sam, for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you, BJ. I know I do not take for granted your time. Time is money, and I know how busy every one of us is in this, especially in this Lagos. So when I am able to get anybody into the studio, I know what it is, so I am not taking it for granted. Thank you so much for coming. All right, so let's go to the business of the day. Now, BJ, my first question would be, what is more important in relationship, money or love?
I feel like it's a question you ask people at different phases, and they will tell you what's important. But for all the phases I've been in, and I am right now, MONEY, any day, anytime, please, money, money.
Okay, so why did you choose money over love?
I am surrounded with love. I know that's not the love we are talking about, but I have an aspect of love. I have some semblance of love, and I'm very good with it. So right now, I'm a growing youth. I'm a growing young adult. I need my life put together. I need so many things set to. I have goals. I have dreams. I have aspirations, and we are in an economy where, you know, what was obtainable with an amount of money yesterday is not what is obtainable today. So money, please. I know I'm a happy girl. I know I'm a joyous person. I have a bubbly personality, but I can be more happy with more money. So please, money, please.
All right, Big Sam, you want to throw more light to that for us?
Okay, I think that when we ask that question, it's like we are asking ourselves that which is more important between our hand and our legs. I actually think that money has its own role, love has its own role. They are both important in people's life. I don't want to choose one. I want to have both.
No, I knew it.
But I like what Bolaji said about phases. You see, when you start growing at different phases of your life, you will realize that maybe this is important at this point, maybe this is important at this point. I genuinely think that we can't choose either of the two. I think the two are important at different phases of your life. There are people who don't want to be rich; they just want to be okay. Eat, and there are people who don't want love. I mean, but for if you ask me to pick either of the two, it's like saying I should pick either my leg or my hand. I want to have the two.
At what point do you think people will choose love over money? At what points in their life?
I actually think that this point varies for everybody. And I also think that the biggest service you can do to any human being is to give the person a certain level of exposure. Your exposure will determine your choices. There are people who will never ever consider living on the mainland. It never crossed their mind. Yes, no. I was joking. One of my mentors said, my friend is looking for a house. And I said, nice houses are in Marwa Garden. He said, where is that?
Marwa Garden.
It never crossed their mind. They lived all their life in Ikoyi, these people. They don't even know where Magodo is. It's not like they are not forming. that person's exposure, the person's choices will clearly be different from someone like us who grew up in Agege, all those places. I mean,
Mushin, like us.
the exposure. So at different, at people's level determine what is important to them by the phase of their life at the moment. So if you have to say at what point should someone like me who choose love, I mean, I like what BJ said as well. I've been surrounded by love from different people. I pick that love. Then if you are talking about what is it called, the intimate love affairs, that I would want to put it, I don't think that there's a time to this thing, really. I really don't think that. I mean, there are people who got married at 24, 25, and there are people who are not married at 38, 39. I don't think that there's a point where people choose these things. I think your phase in life, your level in life determines the choices you want to make at that point in time. For me, there's no specific time for. I was a church boy. What is woman to me, really? I mean, I didn't sleep with a woman until I was 25, 26.
Oh,
wow.
I'm serious. I mean, so my exposure at that time was Christianity, and it was determining my choices. And when I say sleep with a woman, I didn't sleep with a woman until the second day of my wedding.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like I even went to sleep with somebody outside.
Oh, wow.
But
The second day of your wedding.
absolutely.
You were too tired the first night.
That third day, I was just so tired. So, and
You got married at 25.
around 25.
That's
yes,
pretty young. That's good.
Yeah, I think so. I was gonna go married. I was already making money, so what am I looking for? So, and really, if you ask me now, I won't make that choice.
Okay, I was about to ask.
Because you see, that was what I said about people's exposure. You see, at that time, a couple of millions represent success to me.
Big boy.
Not
Yes,
big
right.
boy.
At that
I was
time.
just, because you see, the natural consequence of growth in a church setting, when you go to school, when you graduate, when you start working, when you start making money, is marriage. Now you have churches who are telling people you can conquer the world at 21, at 22. I know a 32, 33-year-old boy who is a billionaire, and he lives in Lagos. I know his
talking
house.
to something. We have 20 something. Early 20s.
Do you understand? I'm even talking of somebody that I know, flesh and blood. So I won't make that choice if I knew what I know now. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, come on, school fees is 2.something million. So you are thinking in your head that why do you want to start paying that kind of money? I think I actually got married at 26, not 25.
Okay.
So at that point, that's not what you want to burden yourself with. You want to burden yourself, especially if you're a man, about conquering the world, about doing a lot of beautiful things with your life. It's not a burden, so to say, because there are people who take this word literally and just fly with it without comprehension. But you don't want that responsibility that early. You want to do other things. Okay, imagine if you got married as a billionaire. Life is easier for you, it's easier for your kids. So, I mean, that's why I said you can't really choose what phase, what people's exposure at a particular or at their level determine what choices they will make. If I wasn't attending that church, if I was not living in that environment, I mean, my church choices would clearly be different for that. I give example while we are off air about a nephew of mine who finished school before he was 20. He already has about 2 years plus working experience, earning good money, working in a very good company. His choices would definitely be different from mine at that point, at that age. Do you understand my drift? So I think people's level will determine what choices they will make regarding love, or when they want it or when they do not. want it.
But to add to that, I'm of a strong opinion that if you have to pick between love and money, I feel like at this age and time, it's easier for you to pick love when you have money. I don't think I would. I don't think I would meet someone and they are struggling and you're telling me love is what you're after, and I'm not going to judge you, to be honest. And that's just being like, okay, if you not find the love, do you get like, okay, so what do you want to do with the love?
With the love.
Like money even makes the love sweeter.
If you meet a man who is struggling and he offers you love, most likely than not, I mean, to use your word, you will judge the man.
You will.
Please,
The
what
love
are you?
will fade.
So yeah, I feel
But
like
you know that there are people that were born into wealth, that money is not even a thing.
because they've had the money.
No, I'm just saying that at that point in time, they will choose love when they want.
That's what we are saying,
So,
because the money is available.
I'm of the opinion really that people's exposure level determines.
I am telling
when-
you that the reason why they will go for love is because money is already available. Money is already the
I
foundation.
agree. I'm supporting you. I'm just saying that people's level. The reason why you are thinking you pick money now is because maybe we are from places where we don't have money.
I mean,
Do
we
you
might
understand
not
what I
that
mean?
broke, but still.
No, it's not broke. I mean, if you have money, we have money now. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm not talking of 1 million, 2 million. Do you understand what I mean? So, but point is that people's level, exposure will determine their choices as at when due, whether it's money, whether it's love. I mean, if you are not on this level, you're not even be thinking about money and love.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It won't be a thing.
At the time you got married, what, and if it was to be now, what and what would you have put in places before getting married?
You see, I started my business, I think a year before. So, and I made my first million. That first year, I employ people. Then, money was not my problem. But you see, I would have scaled higher. The problem about a lot of us is scaling higher. It is not, okay, look at it this way. Some of us here know a particular popular actress that we manage. She was already popular when she came to us. She had made some couple of million when she came to us. So popularity was not a problem. Maybe that time money might be challenges, but she's not Omojo Rowori. Do you understand what I mean? But you see, the thing is that she just couldn't scale higher. So coming to us made me say, look, there's something bigger.
Higher than
You
what
can scale higher than this. There were instances in my life I also didn't scale higher that till date I'm regretting. And I think as at that time, I would have chosen scaling higher growth far over doing any love or marriage or whatever. So for me, those are things I think I could have. My first year in business was successful. I made millions. First year.
But do you think your marriage affected anything?
No, it is not. But you must understand that marriage is a call to responsibility. Why do you want to have that? Okay, when I was coming here, I was so tired.
No.
Actually, I didn't want to come. I said, okay, let me look for somebody that will drive me. I just had to call somebody. In short, I was just about, before you came, I was just about to send somebody a text that, can you do my stuff higher? I don't want the responsibility of being in front of any car or making any decision. I just want to go, and as I'm living here now, I'm already thinking of sleeping. So their responsibility, I don't want to add to my present responsibility. So it is not whether the responsibility is bad or not. It is just that as at that time, you don't want to be responsible for that responsibility. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
I do not think that if you necessarily do not marry a devil, I do not think that marriage is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I am of the opinion that before you take that responsibility, there are things, there are levels I think you should be. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you will not want to get married now and be looking for a school of 100,000 or 200,000. I don't know if school like that exists. I'm just saying. So that's not the level you want to get married to now.
No.
I would rather, man, I met somebody last week that said acceptance fee for our children's school is 6 million. No school fees. In Lagos, the school is in Ikoyi.
Acceptance fee.
Fee, 6 million.
6 million naira.
6 million is nothing to this person, man.
Oh, wow.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Wow. Wow.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
For me, I'm thinking maybe that's the level I would have loved to be before you add the responsibility of marriage. Do you get what I'm saying?
Is the school a secondary school or is a uni? Is it an institution?
I want to believe that it's secondary school because or primary school.
I
It's in
can
Ikoyi
never
now. It's
be
on
poor in
body
my
law.
life.
I mean,
I will never be poor in my life.
as a matter of fact, all of us here know the person. I just won't mention the person's name.
Wow.
So I wanted to ask Big Sam that how you feel. Do you think that if as a woman, right, following your timeline, that's okay, before 25, you've made your first million, you're doing okay, and you're saying that I don't think I want to go into marriage, even though, quote and unquote, the supposed responsibilities that men carry in marriage is
It's
not
different from
is
the
different
one
from
women carry.
Do you think that the society will accept me as a woman to say I
I'm
want
sorry,
to scale first?
really, why do we really care about the society? The only reason I want to care about society is when I'm selling to them. When I'm not selling to the society, using American slogan, I don't give a damn.
I mean, it's not about caring per se. Okay,
Yeah.
so I will use myself as
Yeah.
an example, right? I'm at the stage where when family and friends are talking to me, nobody wants to know if I have a good relationship, if my partner is doing well, or is doing this and that. If my mommy is calling and she's praying for me, all she's saying is, I hope it's not because of your career that you're not settling down. That's all. All she's thinking about is she feels that I want
Now,
to scale.
BJ, I'm
And-
going to be very honest with you. I'm sorry. I'm a straight shooter. Those were the pressure that I wish I avoided at that point. I financed my wedding. I moved into a house of 3-bedroom flat. The following month when I got married was when I bought a car. So I wasn't
You even
looking-
had money after paying for wedding to
I
still buy a
was
car.
working
You're
hard
such a rich
staff.
man,
I've been paying salary since
I
2007.
love it.
There's no month that has gone by since 2007 to date that I've not paid salary. So that's not the point. The point is that why do you want to? Please, your mom will not get married with you. Do you understand? Leave the fact that the man is spending money, the man will be the one to bring money. For a woman, marriage is also a responsibility.
That's right.
Because the man has emotional needs, and believe me, emotional need of a man is beyond sex. Because 95% of us think that the emotional need of a man is sex. There are men who want you to call them. There are men who want you to tell them where you are 24 hours.
I don't
There
think
are
these
men-
new men know how to do that.
No, there are men who want you to chat with them. Almost every time. There are men
They're
who want
always
to
ghosting us this time.
video-
Oh. I don't think
No,
your
they
men,
are
the men in your time are the men in
you
my
see,
time.
You might also have to review your cycle. No, I mean, really, okay, let me give you an example. I grew up in Agege for a long time. Then my father built house in Agbado Jayaxis. Then we moved there. Then we started attending church around that place. Please, if I was going to get married, where will I see wife?
I get your agbado.
Period.
No, you can still see around
Except
Yanopaja.
if I mingle. No, I mean places with. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Me, I want to know where you are 24 hours. What is happening to you? When I'm not really keeping in touch that way, it's either I'm dealing with something or maybe there's a friction somewhere. So please, that's emotional responsibility. So this is beyond sex. 95% of the men, they get home, they are so tired, they don't even want to hear sex. You know, when I was working at the Sun, I was in a car with a man. Son was in Masa, so this man was driving us home. I think I was the one driving.
Okay.
So Mr. Padi was at the back of the car. It was very late, and he lives in hey, what's this place? So after Fagba, there's a popular bus stop after Fagba. Not immediately
Shaga.
after Shaga. When you now get to Shaga, you now go down. It's a very
Iju,
popular place.
Giwa.
No. How did I forget this? It's popular. You can also take route from Fagba to that axis. I mean, Bega rather.
Beggar.
You can take route from here.
Ajuwon.
Ajuwon, all those sides. That was where it was living.
Alagbole
All
side.
those sides. So
I mean,
we now
conductor.
got to
Former conductor.
we now got to Oshodi. I'm Mr. Padi saying, Timba daily by. Anybody bá fọ́ ọkọ mi mo lè gbá létí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ in my mind I'm like, so men run from sex. I don't know if I was married that. Okay, I think I was married that. So I'm like, men run from sex because he was tired. I don't know of now. If you work in newspaper houses of those days, when you are done from work, you are just so tired. So it's not the sex. When between that time, maybe he's the type of person who want the wife to say, darling, okay, are you okay? Have you eaten? How was your day? There are times you're also dealing with your life. You don't remember you have a husband.
So, of course.
That's emotion. So the responsibility is not just money. And we are now also dealing with a time, thank God you spoke about money the other time, where men are also looking at, BJ, Josh, I'm saying 2 million.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you will also have to deal with that. So really, I do not think you should succumb to any pressure.
Oh, me? Have you met me?
But I wanted to say too, like, maybe not a society thing now. Maybe it's just nature. It's just natural. But at the same time, the things that you would say that, oh, you have time as a woman, do we have the luxury of time to
Everybody
say
has that time now. Science admits it's possible.
No, actually, I beg to disagree.
Okay, and I'm going to explain to you.
Oh.
That's why money is important.
Okay.
There are people at BJ's age now who are keeping their eggs somewhere. When they are ready, they fertilize it, they carry the baby. There are people who say now, I don't want to carry baby. I know an actress that we worked with who eventually didn't carry a baby. While I was working with this actress,
didn't carry mine too.
When I was working with this actress, she would test me. I'm honest, don't lie. Do you think I should get pregnant now? That time she was married. Now I said she's not even married. Do you think I should get pregnant now? Really don't affect me. My body be able to carry it. In 2024, people are bold to say they don't want to carry their baby.
People are even bold
It's
to say they
not
don't
for
want
medical
it
condition.
also. Yes.
So life had made it easier. There's nothing like age. I know a friend of mine who said, you know what, take out my womb.
Oh, yes. But then, yes, that happens. But then, do you know that we are different people? And this thing that you're saying, do you know that some people will still not accept it, even up until now?
Since time immemorial, there are people who have always disagreed with certain things and certain ideas.
Sure.
I agree.
Sure.
So my point is that if you feel you have money to say, you know what, I'll reserve my egg somewhere just because maybe I've not seen the man to settle
The
down
right
with,
man.
I'm fine. If you don't have the money,
Okay.
maybe you should settle if children are priority for you.
For you.
What money will
But-
not use to take care of the children?
Nobody will.
What
What
money
money?
will you use to take care of the
No,
children?
really, I think people make some certain level of money. People should just live within their means.
I promise you right now that if I even adopt a dog, it's gonna die of starvation.
So if you don't
You're not
want,
broke.
if you
Girl,
don't want
stop
to,
it.
I'm not
If you
broke,
don't
but
want
even
to
if I hire a
settle-
dog, if I get a dog right now, nah, because even dogs are expensive to take care of.
Of course.
if you don't want to settle, maybe you should pray. Or I really will not advise anybody to lower standard, really, to be honest. I really will not advise anybody to lower standard. And I do not think that for biological reason we should really be pressured. God needs to give us money so that we can take care of the challenges that come with the biological side of waiting. I genuinely think that we should marry forward. Men deny the fact that there's a big emotional side of them. A lot of men do that. And of course, a lot of women too are forming macho women.
Macho
eh.
women.
So, but the honest truth is that I will want. That's why I said you can't choose it. It's just like saying choose hand or leg. I will want the two mixed together.
The two are not mixed now.
No, if I have to make a choice, like I said, I'm talking from my point of view.
Yes, so I
Almost
gave
all
you
the
two
girls
options.
that I know.
I'm not giving you all the girls that you know. Because
That's why it's from me.
So I'm
My
saying
experience.
that
I cannot divorce my experience from almost all my good female friends. I can call them now and say, send me 1 million.
I am saying that
Do you understand?
you have two people
Mm-hmm.
before you now.
Yes.
One person is very influential and has money and is very okay. I'm coming to that as a woman. Do you understand? But I want to know, knowing the kind of person that you are now, and then there is this person that you love. You love her. You know that you love this person more. But because this person has power, has influence, is influential, this person has money, and you're stuck in between. It's not like this person does not have potential. Do you get? But that person does just not have that money, that thing that
At that point in time,
that,
yes.
that the other party
Okay,
have at
if
this
I have
moment.
to be very logical,
Okay.
because this really is not me, to be honest.
Okay,
This
I know.
hypothetical thing, I'm not right there right now. Do you get what I mean?
I get.
But if I have to be logical,
Okay.
I would say we can work together and make money,
Okay.
knowing what I know now.
Now.
That look, love is a big part of life. But you see, if we want to be a little popular, you see, the list school
The
list is in that Okpebi Allen axis. It's probably Chrisland. It's not cheap. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, and you are looking at if you give birth, where what would be the school, where would the school fees come from? But I actually think really you have to be very, very hopeless as a man to make all your decision because of money. Because, man, you can wake up today and you have 10 million.
Sure.
You can wake up today and have 100.
Especially in a place like Nigeria.
You can wake up tomorrow and be a billionaire. And of course, you can also wake up and be broke. But you know that you will have to be totally hopeless to think that you will have to make those kind of life commitment thing just for money. But me, at this point of my life, it should be mixed. People should be also financially capable as much as they are capable of giving love. But hypothetically, I've answered you. I would say you and the woman can work the money together. But me, at this point, I want to have a mixture of the two. And some of us are very strong Yoruba men. We are not expecting you to come and pay for food money. You understand? We are not expecting you to come and, I mean,
Split bills.
I've been
in the
there,
house.
I've done that. My partner never paid one single naira on house rent on school fees before. And my kids have always attended expensive school. Not 1 naira, not 50 kobo. So it's not like you are looking for women to exploit. But it is sweet if you can pick your phone and say, BJ, send me 5 million there. I'll phone you later. In short, it is sweet if your BJ sends you a 5 million and she's not ever thinking of getting it back. You know, it has to be a level of wealth to be able to do that.
That's right.
Do you understand my view? So those are, for me, really, I just think all of us, our levels determine a lot of choices we make.
To that point, I would strongly also say to women, young and old, please do not settle for love if you do not have money.
Point blank.
Period.
Oh, so you mean you would leave the man that you love for a man who is influential and has
rich.
money.
I will
And
not marry
rich
now
money.
then. I will not marry any of them until I will give the potential time. The lover that I love is Why do I have to marry you now?
When you are poor.
Do you understand?
That's a very logical
Why do I have
conclusion.
to marry you when you're
Why
poor?
now?
Why do you want to marry
we
you?
can
Why
cheat
do
you
want
get
to
rich.
marry?
We give ourselves 5 years. Say,
you
Alaye
understand?
work. In 5 years,
If
you
you're
make
still
money.
in love by then, good. Who says if we marry now, we will not fall out of love in 5 years? So go on. Why do you want to marry now? It's my
when
question.
it's broke.
Because even now, as a single lady in the market, when I want to date,
As a single lady, Lorigba. PJ, I'm tired of you already.
when I'm looking into getting into a relationship, depending on who the person is and how buoyant they are, there is a level of intimidation that I feel. Because no, so for real now, I'm dating someone who can out of the blue just say, babe, you just came back from a long set, let's go on vacation, and the most I can do for him is probably buy him a small. Do you understand?
Singlet and boxers.
I mean, I'm not that broke, but, but
That's
there
what a
is,
lot of women
there is
buy.
that in me. I do not want to, and it's not like this person is doing it to intimidate me, or they
It's
they
just the
have it
natural
and
way
they
of life
really
of the
just.
person.
But there is, I feel that sense of responsibility. It's not a competition. I am not trying to match what you do, but I am a gifter. How I show that I love you is I give you gifts, but I do not want you doing 500 and all I can do is 5. I don't feel secure in myself. So if I really do like you and you're telling, and I know that this is your status, I tell you openly, this is the reason why at this point in time I cannot go in with you. I already have added pressure on myself. I have time, I have goals, I have things I'm doing. My friends say that every money I make right now I put it back into film. That's the stage I am in my career. I don't believe in amassing and keeping. I'm saying put it back into it. You will repeat. So everything I'm seeing right now, I'm putting it. So out of that, I don't want to be thinking of, I made this money out of this project and I already have another project or a collaboration I want to do that I want to put it in. But then my boyfriend has done something of 20 million for me. The least I can do, at least
something 1
500K.
million.
But I'm just like, I'm sorry, there's this production that needs to be done and needs to move forward. I'm not going to put that's how I am. I don't know how other people are, but me as a person, I'm not going to put myself under that added pressure. So as much as you look lovely and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful thing, if I really do like you, I'm going to have that conversation with you and let you know that these are the reasons why at this point in time, sir, it cannot work. But then what about other women that don't think that way? My mom used to say something that don't be in a relationship where they are reminding you that they took you from gutter.
Hey.
My mom says that, and to be honest, right? Momsy has always had more money than Popsy. But growing up, we didn't know. It was in their own time. It was just even if it was Momsy that did it, it's daddy that did everything. It was when I got into university that I'm like, this is your position. This is daddy's position. This is his job. My dad was a police officer. How much were they paying? But I just knew that. I mean, mom sees someone who likes to change her car often. I'm just like, how much do they pay this? I'm seeing other people in my daddy's level. I'm seeing my daddy changing car. I'm like, people that even in senior cannot change car like that. Like, that was when I started understanding that, mom had always been more buoyant than dad. Right. However, I think it was when I got to that realization that I started understanding so many things that happened when I was much younger. So, for instance, my mom is a free-spirited person. There are certain things that she cannot say when people are around. People that understands that she makes more than my dad. There's certain things or jokes that she cannot do around. For instance, she cannot just call they don't say Ode, but I'm just for lack of a better example right now. She cannot just say Ode to my dad in a joke where they are there or when his family member are there because they know that she earns more. Before they will not say, she has put him in the armpit. And me that I don't have respect before that you marry me. And we now marry finish. The joke that I used to joke with you before.
I cannot joke anymore.
I will not be hiding myself or keeping myself or be afraid to do something because I don't want the man to feel that because I'm earning more at this point in time or I'm the breadwinner and then I'm restricting myself. You don't even have to be told. I'm making a joke. I'm overly sensitive to how do you take it. I'm like, that's too much pressure. So if you're not on the same level, I'm sorry, it doesn't we would wait, right? I mean, stay there. I love you. The feeling will be there for as long as it's going to be. I just
So,
cannot
in
do that.
other words, what you're saying is you will never marry someone that you're doing better than financially.
Oh,
Is
I'm
that-
going to marry someone that I'm doing better than financially because I am
Ah.
going to do really good financially. It has to up his game as well. I'm not going to make him my yardstick as to this is where I'm going to get to. The fact that I meet you when you're making this money, good for you. I'm going to make more than that, but I don't expect you to stay there. I'm not putting you under pressure, but you to up your game. Be upping your game. But I'm just saying that there is a very vast difference that if I don't feel comfortable or where I am right now, I would not play in. It's a tough that I would not play in.
Do you know that a lot of people we in our society we get to talk about women being a gold digger, they want men with money, they want men, but then would you rather be a gold digger than marrying someone that you are doing well with? Big Sam, do you agree with me that there are a lot of men have self-esteem issues when
No,
it comes to money?
It's not just men, it's everybody. I mean, I was very surprised when BJ said that she feels intimidated that if a man can do X, Y, Z, and she can do X, not to talk of the Y and Z behind it. I mean, that's a good way to think. People, almost everybody have esteem issue. I manage celebrity, and one of the first things I have to deal with is the esteem side of their life.
Their
mean, why do
personal
you-
life.
Yes, why do you think this way? Why do you do this way? Why do you take this thing that? I mean, I manage somebody that came from a place where you talk a lot about the people. I mean, one of the first rules is that you cannot gossip people with me. We realize that it's really people's personal thing more often than whether it's sexing, whether it's a man or a woman. That's one. Now, let me now talk about the men. You see, what I want to say now might not be popular in social media. It's fine. It's okay. I think the natural order is the man being the head.
Natural order.
This is the natural
I
order.
agree, to be honest.
Biblical order.
Natural.
Not even biblical.
If you want to say Bible, if you want to say Quran, even if you look at animal, there are few parks that you have women lead. Most often than not, it is the male animal that lead. Maybe if you take the hyena, that's why hyena would anyway. But a lot of the animal park is male that is leading. In real life, it's supposed to be male. Now, you see, is a different level of dealings. If you get home and you have to take money from your wife or your partner. See, a lot of boyfriends borrow money from their friends than their girlfriends
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's natural order that they are supposed to be the head. So they feel somehow that I don't have this money and this guy has this money. Let me not subject my headship to. But you see, growing up, that's why I said it's first the esteem thing. I've dealt with this esteem thing. Look, if I am doing well, you know I am capable of 100 million. And I come to you and say, hey, give me 2 million. There is nothing for me to be ashamed about.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, because you're doing well as
Yeah.
The
well.
girl knows, I
Alright.
know. So that's not the issue. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. For instance, now if you ask me to give you money, I cannot give you money. I did 2 projects that is like 250 million. I have friends, like 5 of them, who have 2 million, 5 million. All my friends' money in the whole project is less than 20, 25 million. So it means the whole of now that project is stuck because I need to add additional 20, 30 or 40 million to put it at the level I want to put it. So that is what I'm looking for. So if you ask me, I will say I don't have money to give you. But the same thing with life. I've done project of 10 million, 50 million that were almost instant success. Where am I going? At that different point in your life, these people know that you are capable of. You see, there's a way you even talk when you can deal with 1 million. When you are talking about 50,000, it's like, even the people hearing you will be saying, it's BJ now. Almost from 50,000. Are you joking? BJ. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are people who use their, you know, when court will say, we grant you bail based on personal recognition.
Yeah,
You
social
don't know.
currency. Yeah.
You don't know there are people who use their personal recognition to borrow money from bank.
True. True.
That's right. You are
So
right.
if you have that history behind you, your wife having money at a particular point in time more than you will not be an issue.
Will not be. Yes.
Valid.
Now, that
You
is
said a particular time.
that is where I can answer it. But if you now want me to ask from if the woman is perpetually richer, I won't have issues with that, to be very honest. You see, where I came from, we are raised to be extremely self-reliant, and there's this thing that comes with contentment. But I don't want to really use the word contentment because it can be misconstrued for settle. You understand? I'm not saying settle. But you see, you can afford good school. Say Grange, Chrisland, whatever, St. Xavier, Corona. Do you understand what I'm saying? Your wife can afford school for your kids abroad. If you want to be a bloody Yoruba man, I want to follow natural order. Say to your wife, it's Corolla.
That we
That they
must
will
go.
Let them go to Corona or let them go to Chrisland because that is
That's
what I
what
can
you can
afford.
afford.
I want to be the one to pay their school fees to this point.
I'm sorry, no.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if you want to be a bloody Yoruba man. Now, for me, at this point, I really do not care. If you have money to send these kids abroad, please, by all means, let us send them abroad. That my Chrisland school fees, my Grange school fees, I will add it to your money, as long as it's for the benefit of the kids. Now, look at it this way.
You
But
can do that freely.
100%. 100%. I mean, some of these things also come with growth exposure, but 100%. Now, but you see, for me, if it's about me and you, say for instance, using an example, what I can buy is Lexus, say 30 million, and my wife can buy another Lexus, 80 million. She drives at 80 million, I'll confidently drive the 30 million.
Okay.
Now, if she's kind enough to now say, darling, let me add 70 million, buy 80 million, at this point, please, I will take it.
Okay.
It's a level of growth.
Yeah.
But at every point in a man's life, it's important that a man is a man.
Can
what
you
makes
live
him-
in a house built by your wife?
Before, I would have said no, but now, yes. Why? Because I also have my own houses.
I'm saying you don't have a house
Say,
yet.
if you are totally broke, flat, and out, I don't know. To be honest, I've never found myself in all this type of things, so it's really difficult for me to process. But I'm not the type that would think that it's a big deal that is my wife will pay with the house. If it's me, like I said, I will also have my own houses.
Yes.
So it's not a big deal if
Because I just know that an average in quote in context of what you have been saying in your Yoruba mind, an average Yoruba man would say, I won't live in my wife's house.
Let me say this, thank God BJ said it. A lot of us growing up, our moms were richer than our fathers.
And we didn't know.
We didn't know.
So there's a book, I love the book a lot. ego is the enemy. I think the problem with a lot of relationship is ego. Oh, babe, you offended me. You don't want to say sorry. What's the big deal about saying sorry?
Sorry.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You offended me. What's the big deal about saying sorry? As in, as a man. What's the big deal to be really honest about giving your husband money if you have more money than him? You give people money now. Do you understand? Why should it be an issue? Why should it even be something that you should discuss? I mean, when my father died, I automatically knew it was my responsibility to make sure my younger brother finished school. When he began to became idealistic, he didn't want to go to an institution. I did everything to make sure he left this. And he now lives abroad, though. But he sent me one test. That's the type of test I want my son to send to me in the future. It's a natural thing. There's no ego about it. Because my father is late. Who will take care of this boy? It's not like he was a baby, but I just make sure that he had to finish. The problem we have is that we overthink a lot of things. Please, what is the big deal really in a woman giving her husband money? What is the big deal? I mean, for a woman, also for the man. You don't have the money. It's your woman who has the money. Collect the money.
Right.
Do what you want to do. As long as you are not irresponsible. Not like you are taking the money and carrying women. You are also working. Okay, let's look at our example. The daddy is a policeman. Up till now, they don't pay policemen well. Now think of that time. The mom was whatever and had money.
She had a lot of money.
And was changing cars. Really, what is the big deal about the mom? Okay, look, the mom, the dad, they live happily well. Maybe because the mommy is not overthinking it. The man is not overthinking the fact that it is the woman who is changing the car for him.
I can't even imagine. I don't even want to imagine that my dad had been egoistic about. Oh, the
God bless you.
I would have hated
actually
him
think
now.
that
So the kind of school I could have gone to, or the life that we lived. Imagine if my dad had said, because we had to live according to his mix.
Do you understand?
Please.
We overthink it. Ego is really the enemy, to be honest.
Who do you think, or how do you think it was that easy for you guys even not to know? Do you think it was
my mom?
100. I wanted to say, see, most times it also depends on the two parties.
Sure, valid.
Some women wants to do everything. They are happy doing it. All they just need from you is just encourage them, support them, and they are ready to go all out without even anybody getting to know. Now, if you have that kind of a woman and the man is the one that feels that, Kini, what? The man is not supportive. It will be difficult.
You see, like I said, ego is not about sex for both men and women. But let me ask you a question, and BJ. Please, what would be the big deal if you knew that your mom was richer than your father?
Big deal.
Nothing. It's just the bloody ego.
Yes.
That we think that the woman is not supposed to be richer than the man. I actually think that if we deal with a lot of ego, my own parent didn't deal with it well. I would think more for my mom. My mom had money. Wow. I mean, I grew up knowing my mom wearing what is called jacquard. I don't know. That was who I grew up. Myself and that my last born that I said to school. It was boutique that we used to go and buy clothes.
Wow. You didn't go to Katangwa?
I didn't know what is Katangwa in my life.
To Aswani?
Until maybe I was in secondary school. By the time I was in secondary school, then I read this book by Bishop. What was the title of this book? Anointing for Breakthrough. I mean, if you read that book, you will never have anything to do with second hand anything. Even the car that we buy at second hand, you are angry that you're buying it. So really, I didn't. But the point is that maybe they just couldn't handle it well. But this is big J people, they handle it well. So this thing, ego, is not about male or female. It is both parties that have it. So how you are able to deal with it.
It just comes in because of the men now, because most times, because we had already believed that it is the man that should be doing better.
Yes.
In
Natural order. Natural order.
No, it's okay to be, as long as the woman is still submissive, still loves you, still respects you regardless. As long as there is no, the problem with a lot of men is that they feel that once you have the money, you're going to disrespect me.
Yes.
Now, in 2024, I can tell you that a lot of men no longer feel that way.
Praise God.
Hallelujah, somebody.
Because
Hallelujah,
I think that a lot of men are looking for that project of 200 million, and they are looking for who give them 50 million. So they are happy if their wife.
Big Sam, it's usually easier said than done. A lot of men out there, they want an alpha female. They want women who are doing well for themselves. Men are tired of housewives. Men are tired of, I can't do this until I see my husband. All right? But so a lot of men want women who are doing well for themselves, who are very independent, but the problem is their ego will not allow you enjoy that woman. Because, like she said, do you know that
we are saying the same thing. I'm just saying that. That's why I said ego is the enemy, really. If the man is doing well to the tune of, I'm just saying, 100 million a year, the woman is doing 500 million a year. If the woman leaves the man now, the man will still survive.
They are okay. They are both okay.
Is it not easier?
But I also think, and in my parents' case, I also think the reason why they didn't want us to know, the innocence with children, it wasn't about if we're going to see less about that. I mean, we didn't know enough about society or about gender roles to, because of that, see less of my dad. I feel like they didn't want us to have to state it at any point where that would make other people perceive my dad as that. I think that was why they were deliberate or intentional about keeping it from us. Because even when I found out, I remember walking into mom's room and like, this doesn't add up. And she's like, okay. I'm like, okay, actually, now that I've asked you, what I want to do with it? Like, it wasn't a big deal. I'm like, okay. And I was probably 16, 17 because I entered school.
So you see, for me, I actually think that if you take this societal expectation and what have you away, a lot of us will live happier and better. Why, apart from maybe the unhealthy side of it, why are you feeling bad because you are a big tongue? I'm just giving you an example.
I mean, you want to wear crop tops.
I don't like it because for the health reason. You understand what I'm saying? That's the only reason I don't like it. But the honest truth is, you want to wear a particular shoe, use a particular perfume, board a particular side of the plane, eat in a particular place because you think of what take the society thing away and just be happy. I genuinely think that way. So it's a good thing what your parents did, but like you said, I'm glad that you're smart enough that they are just trying to protect your daddy from the societal thing. But in 2024, if you marry 1 acre, you marry Chioma Goodhair, you marry Linda Ikeji.
Everybody knows that.
You do not think that you are in a lifetime battle of trying to prove to the world that they are not richer than you.
Honestly.
So why do I now need to live my life trying to prove anything? I just want to be happy. I just want to take that away. I mean, when Linda bought her house, 3 months after, we were talking on phone. Exactly 3 months. She bought the house $2.5 million or $2.8 million. I can't remember. But I know Kylie Jenner bought almost a type of house, 2 point something million. So if Kylie Jenner's house is 2.8 that time, Linda is 2.5. And if Kylie Jenner's was 2.5, Linda is 2.8 million. Now I want you to think of that time. Exactly 3 months after, Linda Ikeji called me. I said, Big Sam, do you know that I have money to buy this type of house again now?
3 months
After spending that money. Please, you now marry such woman. You are not trying to prove to the world that you are a man, you have money.
You just
Please.
that young. To be honest.
Why are you stressing yourself? You want to kill yourself? Do you want to die young?
So,
Or
what
you
have
say
I
you don't
said?
want to move into a house and you can only afford.
Hey.
Do you
That's what
understand
I'm saying.
So take that society
Okay, I was.
expectation, your own personal ego away. Just
Enjoy
be
life.
happy. If you are responsible,
Okay, I was going to ask a question like that. Like I was asking that, would you move into? Let's use Linda Ikeji as an example. Do you think when she got a baby then and all, do you think if she has gotten married to that man, baby daddy, do you think the man would have moved in?
no, the person she gave birth to also has money.
No, hey, he has money. So
The
would
father
you?
of the boy.
Would Linda have left her? Would she have left her place?
Linda would have, because Linda is a bloody Nigerian. No? She's a very Nigerian. She's very Nigerian. Do you understand what I'm
I
saying?
get. No, I get.
She would have moved into the house of that man.
If
And
it's
I do not think that Linda will do herself would do herself the disservice of dating somebody that is living in Okoko Micro, for instance.
Oh, okay. What if that guy wasn't living? Maybe not Coco Michael. Maybe somebody living at
Agbaro Ojai. Okay, maybe
No,
living in Bagada.
maybe Ikeja. Do you understand? Maybe Ogba.
I won't be able to answer that for her.
Do you
but
think
knowing-
Linda would have come down to Ogba
But knowing Elinda, knowing Elinda,
to live a banana
no,
and mansion?
no ego. Elinda would have made the man feel comfortable enough to leave Ikeja and come and live with Banana.
That's the problem. It's not Linda.
No, you are not getting me. You see, it's not natural for a man to submit. You must understand that.
Okay.
It's a certain level of exposure that
agree.
make you begin to think a lot of things.
I agree.
You need to be comfortable with being the second position wealth-wise. To stay with the man who is in the or the woman who is in the first position. Now, I don't know if you were the one making the example. Okay, no, but you didn't, because we were trying to speak for women, really. You didn't really commend BJ's mom.
Oh, she did.
She
well.
was the one who did, no, she was the one who really did all the work of making the man very comfortable.
Sure.
The problem is, today's women don't have time for that work. They are telling you it's an Indomie generation. If you like, level up. If you like, fall by the wayside. So you need a level of patience, maturity, understanding to make the person next to you also comfortable.
I mean, you're talking about the woman now.
Yes.
Good.
But you see, like I said, it's not like it's just men who have ego. It's just that men have their own ego with double star. So men might now need to, it's fine, okay. Men might now need to also deal a lot with their own ego too. It took me a while to say to myself, but anyway, I was very radical. If you knew me when I was younger, I never had qualms. I've had conversation with the person I got married to. That look, if whatever happened, you now become richer than me when we get married. I'm okay with that. I had that conversation, and the conversation is, I want to determine the school my children will go. I want to determine where we will live. So I'll pay for where I can afford. I'll pay for this. That was me in 2007 or so.
Okay.
Now, fast forward now, I will say I will have a different conversation.
That's what I want to
Say,
say.
if you become richer, if the school your money can afford is Grange. Okay, I took my son to Grange when he left Chrisland. So I didn't want him to go to Chrisland Secondary School. We now went to different places. We're going to schools. We now go to Grange. They now showed us the price. It was the boy. He said, no, Daddy. No, why do you want to come here? I mean, this is a boy who finished from Chrisland. It's not like he finished from Ajangbadi. But himself, he say, this school fees for 3 months. Mba. Now imagine, say you marry somebody who can afford Grange,
The Grange.
and you can afford, say, Chrisland. The difference in price is just like maybe one something, because I know Chrisland is 1 point something at the secondary school. Bring your 1 point something down. Let the woman add maybe the 1.8. Pay the school fees.
Hey, this is where I'm going. I'm not trying to speak for women alone now. I am saying that a lot of men, that is better if we reason like you.
Yes.
No,
it
we are
makes
not-
it easier
but
for
the-
the
My
woman.
issue with your submission earlier was you made the responsibility solely that of the man. A woman too need to make a man. It takes a lot of a level of royalty for a queen to make a king feel comfortable in her presence.
I understand.
Because a king is supposed to be bowed to.
Oh yes.
A king is not sitting between your legs. You are not playing with his head.
No, God.
Do you understand? No, you can. But I'm saying that it takes a level of, a certain level of royalty, maturity, responsibility on the
Comfortability,
comfortability on the part of the woman too.
That
You
was
see,
what we said.
this generation will say it's not my job for a woman, to make you feel the way you feel. No.
No, I disagree as well.
If you are in a relationship, how you make me feel is part of your responsibility.
I agree.
I agree. It will work better in a for real. Let me tell you personally. I keep praying for my husband because I want my husband to do well even better than me. I'm not relaxing. My husband knows that. Okay, but I want my husband. It's my sincere prayer. You know why? I want to enjoy. I want to enjoy my husband's money. Do you understand?
There's
I'm
no big
saying
deal. If your husband is enjoying your own money.
No,
You
I can be like that.
I
I'm saying
I
that.
like what you said, that it's easier
Yes.
if the man is richer.
So that he's not
But
submitting.
you know
There's
every
no
question you have
reason.
asked me, I'm comfortable answering question in process I've worked in, or in the process I can look at.
Yes.
That this can be my reality. But you see, if you want to talk about general reality, the general reality now is that it will not get easier. Look at BJ now. She says she wants to do so well and marry a man. Now, maybe she didn't even articulate the answer well. What she's trying to say is that the aspiration she's trying to hit, it takes a few numbers of men.
Men that we
Who want
reach
that?
there. Yes.
So if you are working every day in your industry, who is richer? Women. Some of them, don't they have relationship? Are they not married? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where am I going? Where I'm going is, it will not become easier because today's women most likely will keep getting richer than men. We just need to address, because women became a little more ambitious.
Yeah, very
Women
much more.
are very soft. You see, life is sweet when people are dealing with soft people. Why do you think men like to hug women? Because women are soft. When you now come to my office for a request, and the gentleman behind the camera came to my office too for a request, most likely than not, you answer a woman first. And most often, it is not because you want to sleep with the woman.
Yeah.
Because
just aggravate
it's
more
soft.
towards-
They are so, and now coupled with ambition. Now a lot of them are very intelligent, and the worst part is that a lot of them do the job better than men.
I agree.
Period.
So it's not going to be easier for men who are coming.
Okay.
Most women probably become richer. So what we need to begin to deal with now
Now.
is that, can all of us, men, women, begin to deal with our ego?
Ego. Thank you. I was going to say that now, how would you advise men who are in that situation? Like I wanted to say men. The only point I was trying to say was just that help the women if you find yourself in that situation. An average woman torí ẹ̀ pé that is sensible. I'm not talking about the feminists in quotes. You know the feminists I'm saying, they're not even the people that are even practicing the, you know them, like, it's me, men, I cannot submit to a man, I cannot. Submission should come naturally where there is love.
True.
There is no how I cannot respect my husband regardless of our financial status. He is my husband, he is my man, he is my king, he is my father. I don't want to get to a stage where I will not respect my husband as my father, my big brother, my odogu. Do you understand? The only thing you can do back for me is just to support me and appreciate what I'm doing. It makes it lots easier than when I'm striving. So the thing still goes down to what you're saying. Ego. So now help me advise men who will find themselves in that situation. Like you said, that is not going to change. Maybe that's the word.
That's a new wave. Yes, that's where
that's
we're
the head. That's
You
the
see,
new
for
era.
me, I don't know if I should recommend that book. Go and buy the book. Ego is the enemy.
Ego is the enemy. By who, please?
I've forgotten the author.
Ego is the enemy. Let's all of us read it
so
that we can have a peaceful home.
So I think that all of us should just deal with the ego. But like I said, I do not like when we make ego thing about men.
Yeah, I'm talking about both men
because
and...
the honest truth is that, look, my own mom was richer. She felt she deserved more than the man could give. And the man did everything that a woman being could do. Everything.
Do you think that was ego for her? What
Absolutely.
Do you call that? Oh, it was ego too.
Absolutely.
Or maybe we don't call it ego in there.
Hey, you can be pride, it can be whatever.
Okay.
You know, me, I'm a communicator. You know, I need to find a smooth way to put
Okay,
things,
so maybe...
So,
okay. Pride.
absolutely.
Okay. So
Everybody
women,
knew that this woman, even as a child, we knew that she has no money. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for us, the children, for our family, for everybody, I grew up with 2 billion people living in our
in
house.
your house. Well,
First person to try to assault me sexually was somebody living. I can't even remember the face, but I remember the incident, and I remember my mom's younger sister or somebody walking in, and the person quickly adjust, because really there was money. Everybody wants to come to where there's
money.
And she's making it obvious that there is money. Do you understand what I'm saying?
so at that point, what
It's
was
not
your dad's...
God bless his soul. He's late now. We love him so much. This man chased everything, and because he was a church person, I mean, that's why a lot of things need to be readdressed in the church. Really, he was a church person where you are not supposed to get divorced, where you are supposed to stay with your wife, or they will demote you, or they will take position from you. Some of us grew up with saying, "So you know what? I don't even care." Do you understand what I'm saying? But they didn't grow up with that mindset. They grew up with the mindset that you want to obey the Lord, you want to obey the church. You get my... So he tested everything until the point he couldn't anymore. And that point, a normal person would have died. Do you get what I'm saying? My point is, it's not about man. They are women with ego like the size of heaven and earth. And they are men with ego like the size of heaven and earth. So we all just need to get to a point where we are very real with ourselves and saying, am I being an idiot? Why do I need to trample upon this person because this person doesn't have money?
Leave and let's leave.
So I think that we need to get to that point of looking at, you see this thing, I don't know if people can teach it. You'll be so shocked that it's even, you don't even know. The people who don't have money are the ones with oversized ego.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm even talking of both men and women.
Oversize them. Yes, now.
It's not like there's money that is causing issue.
Friction, yeah.
You know, it's a different thing when somebody has money, the other person doesn't have money.
Okay.
I'm saying both of them don't even have money. but their ego can kill the world.
Empty barrel.
Okay.
So it's a personal thing. It's not, maybe money just kind of amplifies it,
Right.
but the honest truth is that we all need to get to that point where we're asking ourselves, is there really a gain for me in this decision? Or am I just being an idiot? Because, you see, using the school as example, if your wife can afford Grange, and you can afford, Grange is like 3 point something million, and you can afford a school of 1 million, put your 1 million down, let your wife add the 2 million, take that boy there.
Export your child.
That's it.
That's why I
the
said,
thing.
ask yourself, is there a gain for me in this decision?
No, the people with ego will not allow them,
And that's
either a woman or a man.
my advice now. You want my advice? I'm just saying, begin to ask that question. There are many people who have left their husband's house for stupid reasons, as in extremely stupid reasons. There are people who have made stupid business decisions purely out of ego. So, but when we begin to ask ourselves that singular question, is there a gain for me in this thing? At that point, maybe we'll begin to reassess that really, what point do I have to gain? Like, I'm really angry with my friends because I had to walk myself to that point because I have zero expectations. So even when you, in quotes, did something to wrong me, because I wasn't expecting perfection, I move on. It's easy. It took me a time to walk myself to that point. So maybe egoistic people too can begin to say, can I ask myself, what gain do I have? I know a woman who told me that my husband has not touched me for 4 years. The woman is in her husband's house.
4 years. Praise the Lord.
I'm not saying everybody should have long suffering. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Long suffering, it's not
So-
endurance.
But my point is that there are people, you did not touch me for 6 months. My bag.
What are we doing for 6 months though?
I'm just giving
I'm
examples.
just asking to.
So my point is that ask yourself, what do I gain with this decision? What do I lose with this decision? It's also some of those questions I also didn't ask myself in terms of some of my business decisions. But you know what I like about consequence? When consequence come, you are the one who suffer consequence. So the man who left bad legacy for the children, the man who left a good marriage because of ego, the man who left a good job because of ego, at the end of the day, you suffer the consequence. I know one man who resigned from a job. I know him. I don't want to mention his name. He's popular on Facebook. When I was a journalist, my guy used to send me to go and interview him. I don't know what decision they said the board made. He just got pissed. How can you? And just resign. To date, he has not gotten himself. And I'm talking of over 15, about 20 years ago. To date, he has not gotten himself.
Just that one decision.
So ask yourself that genuine question. Is there a gain? And please, maybe, I don't know how best to say, have a process where you can tell yourself the truth, that you are not being, okay, years ago, about 13 years ago, 13 or so, 13 years ago, 13, 14, I went to rent an office, 1.8 million.
Wow.
On Emina Crescent. When I was renting this office, my company used to make 15 million a year. Maybe 1.8 million is not a lot of money. But you see, as at that time, that big office was not my priority. I justified it with everything. PR, Lenshi, party time, we do like this. Man, the office was massive. That year, Rita Dominic came to my office. And we were talking. He said, Sam, did you say this is your office? I said, yes. He said, come and hug me. I was happy. They were fanning my ego. There was no way you come to the office, you will not be. I'm talking of 13, 14 years ago. How can office rent be 1.8 million? But it was purely silly, egoistic decision. That year that I moved to that office, my income for that year crashed from 50 million to 6 million. I want you to help me look at the difference. Where am I going? If I had this process now of telling myself a certain level of truth that I will not lie to myself, believe me, I won't rent the office. That's one. Now, if I had some friends that I have now, that time, because you see the quality of your friends too, that time, maybe my friend is saying, if you are going to rent this office now, move to Lekki. You need to do like this, you need to do like this. There are level of truth that come with people who are around you. So to deal with your ego, you need to find a process where you are very truthful to yourself. Number one. Number two, you now have friends or you have accountability partners that can look at you and say, Mama, you are being a jack. Please do better. So you will begin to do that. You see, I think the third one for ego, to deal with ego, is really what is the natural consequence for the people around me if I make this decision?
The people around you.
Let's take children, for instance. You see, they will not go to their 3 million school because the school you can afford is 500,000. And your wife has 2.5 million. Too hard. Believe me, it's not the same if they attend that 3 million school and 5. All these things that people will say, hey, you don't say all those big schools is a lie. Don't mind them. Big school is good if you have the money. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you have the money, it is good. So your children's life will be better if they do the 3 million school. But your ego, so who is suffering the consequence?
The children.
Kids. So if you take yourself, telling yourself the truth, your cycle, and you ask yourself, what is the natural consequence for the natural consequence for me moving to the office? I started owing my staff.
How?
There was an article I wrote that is online that I said I almost committed suicide. It was after I moved into the office.
Wow.
Big office, bigger problems.
It's not because it was a big office. It was because, irrespective of my 50 million a year that time, I should have made that 50 million like 3 or 4 times before I moved to the office. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That was not the next thing to happen done.
A lot of money that I was supposed to plumb back into the business, I was renovating the office. A 5-bedroom duplex with a garage, with a kitchen. My office was like times 5 of this place.
You were living large.
What were you looking for?
So, do you understand what I'm saying? So, you need to have, it's a level of growth. It's a level of awareness that will come with growth. So, what is the natural consequence for people around me? If I leave this marriage, if I make this business decision, I was losing a lot of stuff, like October, November, December. I just went to my friend's apartment last year, and you will not even find me anywhere on the mainland. You will not find me. I was just there. My head was just there. I needed to tell myself some truth. You see, we lie a lot to ourselves. You see, your life begins to take form and shape when you stop lying to yourself and lying to people. So, number 2, if you care enough about the people around you, there are silly decisions you will not make.
Be mindful.
Maybe she would have gone to Ajangbadi primary school now. If her mom did not put, her dad did not put ego aside.
Hallelujah.
No, there are people who are living with the consequence of that bad decision of their parent now.
Yes.
Because their parents just couldn't deal with that. Let me give you an example. You know, my father used to say that I didn't have the kind of money he wanted to have or he would have hoped to have. I was hoping that since God was blessing your mom, that he had planned the secondary school we will go to when we were in primary school. Did you get what I mean? Èmi ò lówó yẹn báyìí o. But your mom is having the money. That this is the type of school I think we'll be able to afford. He was not an irresponsible man. Maybe he was just not as entrepreneur. Look, my two sisters, my elder sister and my younger sister. If you see my younger sister's school, it's like this old building, this old house.
Yes, this old. This
No,
old.
this one, the one
No,
I came from.
No.
Where did I enter from? That gate.
I don't
Okay,
know.
this house, that next house.
No.
It's like times 5. My younger sister's school. And behind that school is 1 acre. My elder sister was the one that sent her son to come and invest. Just moved into an office of 5.5 million of Allen. We were entrepreneurial naturally. Maybe it could be something we got from our mom. So maybe it was something my mom got from our own mom. My father wasn't. It's not his fault. That's who he is. He's contented to work with 2 naira. That 2 naira, I bring it. Let all of us live with it. So you had now planned to say, because God is blessing this one. You know, I used to say to my elder sister, when she said, "Well, I'm tired of this man, I want to leave him," I would say to her that, remember that place where Mordecai said to Esther that maybe it was because of this reason that God brought you to the king's house. Do you understand what I'm saying? So maybe it was because of you. But guess what? When they scatter, the money started drying up. You must also understand that God is a God of, how do we put it? God is like a scientist. So when he's mixing these 2 colors, he's mixing them because of the particular results he's looking for. When this other color says, "I don't care," or the result is saying, "I don't care about the other color," one of the color that is of the mixture, just know that the result will no longer be the result.
True.
You'll be so shocked that God is blessing some men because of their wives. God is blessing some wives because of their children. There was a story. It was Seun Olokitiri that shared this story, and some of our friends. I don't know the man. There is a man that is popular among them. That when he left the wife, his life he almost died. His life moved from like this, that everybody had to go and be begging the woman to come back to the house. You don't know, maybe the reason why God is blessing some women is because of their husband. I'm going to be very honest with you. Some men will never be as rich as their wives. It doesn't matter what they do or what they didn't do. It could be the way God wanted it. It could be their own capacity. It could be the level that they dream. Man, look at some of the ways some women dream now. Look at Imwabudu. Look at the level of her dream. I used to be very close to Funke. Have you seen Funke want to make film before? Funke invests herself, her soul, her body, her spirit. Funke had been doing script conference 15 years ago. As in, you want to do a film. 15 years ago. Funke, do you understand what I mean? The level of her vision, some men might not have it till they will die. So it doesn't take away from the man. Maybe that's just the type of man the person is. So, a woman, you now need to get it that maybe it's my job to make this man comfortable. Do you understand what I'm saying? And now say, you know what? I'll pocket my ego, draw him nearer. Can we do this journey together? Now, of course, some men too, we have to deal with their ego. But for me, I actually think those are the 3 ways that I deal with ego. Sometimes I just ask my friend, bro, be honest with me. Do you think I did well with this? I know now. You are not supposed to have done that. I have friends who can say that. And I have mentors who can say that. I mean, there was a decision I was going to make. I was going to cause all the trouble in the world. Maybe you would have heard about me on social media. Then I called my mentor in US. A lot of people will know him. Okpeban, who is one of my mentors.
Okay.
And we had a long discussion, like 2 hours. No, don't do this, don't do that. Don't. He was kind of supporting me. Then maybe 1 week or 1 month after, we now spoke again about the matter. He now said, I've thought about it. I don't think you should do it. Do like this. I don't think I do. I said, in my mind, I was, you know what you call sitting with anger. You know that thing. Yeah. So I was using anger, but okay, I will not mind this man. I don't mind him. Then it's been long that I've seen Linda. Very long. And I said, okay. I'm talking of last year. I just said, called her. I said, are you home? He said, yes, okay, I'll come to your house. And I went to her house. And I sat down. But just, I mean, I have friends that you've not seen in a while. When we just meet like this, we just
catch up for all the years.
And we just. And I told her, and she said, Sam, it's beneath you. I mean, that word just jumped at me. As in, this thing you want to do is beneath you. Yeah. Big Sam X, Y, Z. There was a way she put it. You see, your mentor will talk to you like, Oga. No, you can't do that bullshit. I know, as an American, no, you can't do it. But sometimes your friend will level up with it. Say, come on, it's beneath you. You don't need it. I was going to use everything. Power, money, do the. But the honest truth is that my people in my cycle, from the mentor to my friends, were able to talk to me. Then I saw that it's an ego fight, man. Really, you don't need it. I'm talking of as early as last year, so I'm not talking of 15 years ago. That you don't need this ego fight. The reason why we do physical fight 90% of the time is ego. You don't need some of the reason. You don't need to do some silly things that you do. Then I now thought of it too. What is the natural consequence for certain people around me who are stakeholders in the decisions I wanted to make? And I come, need drama in me. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So after I took those one, and I went back to the first one, look at myself in the mirror like this, and now tell myself the truth. And guess what? The person that I wanted to prove a point to, even though the person is not coming out to admit now, the person is indirectly wondering why in the world. So my point is that if I had proven that point, it become unnecessary drama. You see, there are some fights that are lingering. It's not because the parties involved don't know that they are fighting silly fight. It's because they are now ashamed to go back. They realize that the fight is unnecessary. Did you not hear that part of the Bible? He said when you want to fight somebody, he said, you now look at your army is 10. The army is 10,000. Even if you have juju, you know 10 and 10,000 will not match. I love that film, 300.
Yeah.
But man, Gerard could have avoided that fight. That fight, he killed himself, they raped his wife. I mean, really, they killed him, not that he killed himself. Now, you can say he's zero. But Omo, I want to be alive. In whatever it is you do, don't die.
Don't die.
You understand what I'm saying? So, for a lot of us, our struggle about a particular thing are unnecessary. If you can take that ego away. I'm strongly of the opinion anybody can say whatever it is they want to say. There's no big deal if you give your man money.
There's no big deal.
As long as he's working and making money too.
Men, take the money.
Please.
If I can take the money,
why can't you? Most often than not, both of you are even age mates.
Yeah, why can't you?
You are doing same work. Do you understand?
Why can't you? If I'm making the money, you also, one way or the other, you're supporting me. And all this that I putting up everything here wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have been that easy for me without my husband's support.
Absolutely.
So if I now have the money and you don't want to spend it, you the Jones, oh,
do you understand?
let's spend
That's
it
your
together.
That's your loss.
All right, guys. I'm telling you, I've learned so much today. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. You've advised the men. You've advised the woman. Lastly, I want you to say something to the singles. Advise them in your own words, in your own ways.
I mean, it's not like I'm an ambassador for singles or whatever.
No, well, don't worry. Just advise women. Say something to them. I'm strong on the ego that you mentioned, and it's not only about men, women. Let's make it easy for ourselves. If the man is trying, the woman should try too, and if the woman is trying, the man should help as well. So you tell us, advise us.
So I would say that the reason why the word submission does seem so scary, and when we hear it and from what we've experienced, maybe not from our own lives, but what we've seen our mothers or the women before them experience, what makes it scary is, okay, I'll say for instance, my job is very tedious as a filmmaker behind the camera. Like, you literally don't sleep. You're the last to go to bed. I'm either a production manager or a producer. I'm the last to go to bed. I must make sure everything is ready, everything is in order, you don't spoil things, and I'm the first to wake up to make sure that the day is ready. If I didn't love it, I don't care how much you're paying me. At some point I would have said, yeah, you know what, let me find another career path. But the reason why I would show up and I'm not grumpy, even after having such a shortage of sleep, is because I love it. You will see the joy I did. And that goes back into submission. Like, if you have a safe space and you enjoy where you are, I know that's not solely on women. It is on you and your partner. Like, what environment have you both created for your relationship, right? It looks different for everybody. What environment have you created for yourself in your relationship? How do you communicate? How do you go forward? Like, do your visions align? If all of these are easily talked about, and you don't have to have it all figured out from the beginning, to be honest. Nobody has everything all figured out. But if many of these things, like, we know where we are going to, we know who we are individually, right? And we know where we want to go to together as a person. It's easier for women particularly to submit. It wouldn't be submission would not even be a thing. Do you understand? Like, it wouldn't be a word that we are tossing around and saying, oh, okay, should I be the one to submit or not? And that also goes to the men. If you understand this is your person, you are secure in who you are as a person, and you recognize who your woman is, and you recognize where both of you are going to together. It doesn't matter if at this point in time or forever she's going to earn more than you. You know where you're headed. You know what journey you're both on. You know the path you're paving for yourself. It's easy to support her and not feel threatened or intimidated or feel like you have to clip her wings for you to fly. And that does not even mean clipping somebody's wings doesn't mean that you would fly. But understanding the environment, the individuality of both of you and the partnership you have together just makes it really easy to forge ahead. And even if it's not going to be forever, the time that you are together would be worth it. It's not a time you're looking back at and you feel the regrets. It would be time you look back at, I got this out of it, fun memories. This happened. I was able to create this or get this because we were aligned. So alignment is a big thing. It would be easier to decide if it's love you want or money, or decide that I want the two at this point. You don't have this. You may not have the most of the money. You have higher percentage of love at this point. So you have higher percentage of, don't pick higher percentage of money over love. But my point is,
you can strike a balance.
It would be easier for you to go into it, and you wouldn't seem like you are making such a huge sacrifice because you are headed in the same direction. Okay. And there's an understanding.
Sorry, I want to say something, BJ. Okay, BJ, I think our prayer should just be that you don't meet a bad person. I mean, for lack of better words. There are men that have provided the safest heaven in the world, and these women refuse to submit. I really don't even think, I don't know if submission is probably you just want to live in peace and well and prosperously with this person. It doesn't have to. Maybe you should refrain from using the word submission. So it doesn't. You will just know that. But there are people that you do everything. They just do not want to live in peace with you.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, and there are men too that the women, they are at the point of being trampled on. I mean, you've seen stories abound of how many women that have been killed by their men. According to reports, if it is true that gospel singer husband killed him, is his life better now that the woman is dead? Do you understand what I'm saying? If it is true. So where am I going is we should just pray really not to meet some of these people. I mean, I know a guy who got married from like the first week, from the wedding, day of the wedding, when they got home. The wife was saying, why did he pack the money that they sprayed them? They spray us money. 90% of the people who spray you money are my old friends. It's not like I even packed. The money is there. From that time till the woman packed out of the house, it's been one trouble or the other. The person called me one day. I used to have like extra TV, extra AC. I just had the way of having them that time. And he said, I don't know what it was. Maybe he said, and I said, okay, I'll come and take this TV now. It's not like I'm using it. He has returned the TV now. The guy said he went to beg me for TV. They are just people born out of, their life is just to frustrate other people. So I do not think that it is true, because I hear this statement all the time. When the man do everything right, the woman will naturally submit. They are just bad people. There will be no word for bad people if there are no bad people. They are just bad people, both men and women, who will just do everything to frustrate your life. I just think that biggest prayers should be that we should meet. I don't want to speak. Let me not speak for this popular person. I know this person did everything for our relationship to work. The man was just not interested.
There are people like
So what do you want to do?
Run.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's the most painful part.
That you know that you did
have done
everything. The person just. So what do you want to do? They will call you, and the person will. We should just pray that we don't get to be in the same space with people like that in our lives.
Is it not better to let people like that go?
99% of the time, yes. But I also think that, you see, God needs to give us a lot of wisdom. One of the biggest things we can do for our kids, or the people coming after us, is to expose them to a lot of reading, to smart teaching, to life lessons. I think 90% of these people's behavior, they don't exhibit it in marriage. They exhibit it before marriage. We just do not think it's a big deal. Or you just didn't pay enough attention.
You're blinded by the romance.
It could be the romance. It could be you could
They
be
hid
just
it
being.
well.
For me, I was such an idealistic person. If I say this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, I'm so fixated on that thing that the right, left doesn't matter.
You're not saying.
You see, but you just don't
Yes.
care.
They're not paying
So
attention.
if you are that idealistic person, you are going to lose. You are going to lose part of the joy of the process of the journey. Because part of the joy of the process of the journey is to stop, look, take in the environment, reason. There are businesses some of us are doing we should stop doing. For instance, stop putting my money in film. BJ, continue.
Please
So
now.
Please, why would people like us?
no, I'm
Ego
just
is-
saying.
We don't have anywhere
But
else to go.
If you take that journey, no, other people can. For instance, we just became a consulting, commissioning, production company for rock. We are working on African Magic. We are hopeful for Netflix. I don't want to be the one putting my money. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Kill.
I don't want to put my money. These guys are paying for me to produce. It's their job. It's their money. Do you understand? I don't want to take that risk. That's me. I'm just saying part of taking in the process of that journey is we pause and reason. She already that. And there was a friend, God bless his soul, I stopped working with her. I just saw that when we are together, I'm just doing stupid things. Stupid things. I stopped. I've been on Allen, around Allen all my life. Not all my life, let's say 16, 17 years. I've only entered Packers once.
What's Packers?
It was this guy I went to look for. They called me to say they stole his phone. I should come.
What's Packers?
It's a place notoriously known
Empire.
for prostitutes and all of those things.
Empire, you know.
So
No.
it's not a bad person. Just this is his own way of life. That way of life just doesn't work for me. So when you take in the process of the journey, you just say, this thing I need to stop. This one need to go. This one doesn't need to happen. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So, but if you are an idealistic person, because you have said, is this BG I want to marry? You
There's
don't care
nothing
about...
anybody would say.
No, it's not anybody. You just don't pay attention. Because you are so idealistic, fixated on the goal. But if you are the type who pause, there is nothing they are exhibiting in marriage now that they have not exhibited while you were dating. You just, did you listen to
signs
Pastor
were there.
Olumide's interview? All the thing that she said, the first wife of Pastor Olumide is a major gospel bookshop owner. Major. That, did you hear what she was saying, that Bishop will call me? Why do you think they were calling them? Because that woman was the one selling all their books. Very big woman. But all the things he said the woman did when they got married, she has been doing before they got married. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just that maybe because we are so idealistic, and this thing is so funny with church people. You know, church people, we are trained to only see the good side of people. All of us have good and bad side. Decide whether you can live with the bad side of the person you are dating now. If it's the bad side you cannot live with, come on.
Let it go.
Don't be under pressure. Age
So
and time is
if
just
you-
number.
If you just pray, there are so many bad people around. You cannot over try. Is it the woman that the husband is beating? Kilo bring FSC. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or is it the man that they brought knife or they brought petrol and say, I will stab you, I will burn you? What do you want to do? So they are just bad people. They are good people. We should just pray not to. Bad person. To bad for real lale. They are still
Can
bad
never
person.
be good enough. They are still
There is nothing you will do. If you go and look for money and you feed everybody, there is nothing you will do.
I agree.
A good person, you have not even tried. He's okay. She's okay. How can we move forward? What is the next thing? What can we do? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So I just feel that it's not
It's not only about
correct
submission.
about whether the man did something for the woman to do something, or the woman did something for the man to do
To
something.
do it.
So, okay, let me give you an example. That my friend is late. I had a child with a girl, and they were not dating anymore. He said this girl just kept calling him that he should come. From the look of it, the girl was calling him that they should come and have sex. So he left Lagos and went to Idiroko to go and meet the girl that was going to meet the girl. As he was entering, he saw an Egbo who works in a lab, who now calls him and says, bro, come. I don't want to mention his name because some of my friends will know him, even though he's late now. He said, come. Now he said, hey, you and that guy, are you still dating? I said, no, we are not dating. Okay. Mufeni, it's important that you come and do tests. So, Bania, what happened? She was in her office, so she's HIV positive. And she was calling my friend to want to come and have sex with her. In her mind, since they have child together, so let us be in it together. I'm trying to process
The
why you
logic
want to
behind it.
Akoleye me. Bad people are just bad people. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Good people are just good
Good
people. You've not seen staff that you did everything for, and they are talking about you as and the person is the person who carry microphone and say how bad you are as a person.
Who will start the conversation?
So it's not whether you did well for some people or you didn't do well for some people. Of course, that's also a major part of it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But they are just people who are bad.
Who are bad people.
And there are people who are good. Otherwise, pastor's marriage will not scatter. You understand?
Okay,
That's
guys.
my final submission.
I wish we can continue this conversation. I'm sure we've been here. No, it feels like we're just, guys. I'm sure you enjoyed yourself. You had fun and you learned a lot. I don't like people coming on this show without having something, regardless, no matter how small. So because of that, we have this little gift for you guys from Talk to Be to say thank you for coming on the show. We are grateful. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Guys, this is where I'll be drawing the curtains. I know you have learned a lot today. As a man, we should try. Let's encourage ourselves. As a woman, we should try. There is no perfect person anywhere. There is nobody that is perfect, but there are good people. There are also bad people. Let's put it in our prayers. Please watch it. If you're seeing the signs, pay attention. Like he said, pause, watch, check around you. Is it okay to continue or to stop here? It's better than ending in damnation. I pray that we will not all miss it by God's grace. All right, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do. I'm going to put up, please, what's your Instagram handle so that people can follow you?
At Bola G Gelax. That's BOLAJIGELAX.
And is official
Sam Olatunji.
He's official Sam Olatunji. Thank you guys for coming on the show. I remain Dr. Abiola Adebayo Akinride. Till I come your way next week, do not forget, in whatever thing you're doing, put God first, be determined, and stay focused. God bless you all. Thanks for watching. Bye.